It was interesting because at the start of the year, Ash had a few names of people she wanted to be able to beat, who she hadn't beaten. Petra was one of them.
Playing Petra, I find, is one of the biggest challenges I've ever come across. She's got an extremely powerful game that she can take the match away from you very quickly.
So yeah, it was one of her goals, and to tick that off in Miami it was a big step for Ash, because it was one of the goals at the start of the year.
Regardless of the result, she's going to give you a hug and look you in the eye and say, "Great match, mate," after you finish. So I think someone that I really, really enjoy testing myself against.
She has toughed it out.
She's tough and she made things interesting, and I remember a lot of people wanted to watch her matches because she was playing differently, and good for her because she's been able to take her game and bring it to the highest level, and that was a very good match.
It's one of her biggest victories.
I remember it was really a feel-good story because just a year before she was out for 6 months with wrist surgeries.
Beautiful backhand, Flavia. I mean, a perfect tennis player, and she got the best of Lena.
You know, Azarenka was kind of a promising player, but, you know, it wasn't that impressive one way or the other. She showed signs of brilliance, but Maria was a favorite. She has done it before. She was at the top of her game. Everything that Maria was doing, Vika did it better. And Maria just couldn't find an opening. She was looking at a mirror of herself, except the mirror was better. Yeah, she really announced her arrival on the tennis scene then.
It's out. Lena is in the final.
This 18-year-old who many people did not know at all at January 1st, 3 months in, is in her first Premier Mandatory final. She's facing Angelique Kerber. She's already, beating top 10 player after top 10 player.
I was just really happy how she was able to do that final push in that final segment in the third set, the way she went about it. Not only was she able to win the match, win the tournament, which was big, but it's how she did it, really going after her shots and taking it to her opponent. I think it's the recipe for good things to come.
One of the most astonishing performances at a tournament from an 18-year-old.
I think Domi, she won only one match in the group, but somehow made it to the semifinals and then won the whole thing.
I mean, it was one of the most pure match point celebrations, I think, when Cibulkova won, just falling to the floor. She couldn't believe it. For Cibulkova, that was a career moment, and one that to this day she still considers obviously the apex of her career. And for her to do it as such an underdog, it was just so symbolic of her entire career.
Shocks the world, number one, and is the champion.
You run the numbers in your head and you say, there's absolutely zero way that a Jelena Ostapenko on clay can hit through Simona Halep and win 2 sets.
She was up a set and 3-love, and then all of a sudden she's losing this match.
It was a huge surprise for me as well, I think, for everybody. But even on the other hand, I think Ostapenko is a great player. She's a little bit up and down, but she can really play some great tennis. And after she just went for it, she just enjoyed herself on the court, and she had nothing to lose.
It was kind of unexpected how I was even going to qualify for the Olympics at the beginning of the year, being ranked 98.
She was like a different person playing that Olympics. Quality opponents. It's not like she got lucky and had a good draw getting to the finals or winning.
Whether it's somebody telling me that I would never amount to anything, or I would never be able to do what I did in Rio, it kind of fueled my fire to say, I'm going to prove you wrong and I can do more than what you think I can do.
Was inspired, perhaps playing for her country, was just a different thing for her, where she was lifted by representing her country and played above her level. Her country will forever be grateful.
All I remember was the hype around that match was absolutely huge because, of course, Serena was going, just 2 matches away from a piece of history, the calendar Grand Slam, and it was just a massive moment in tennis.
Had she played Vinci earlier in the tournament, she probably would have beaten Vinci. What happened in that match is pressure.
It just kind of all fell apart, and the footwork started to go, and Roberta Vinci started to feel the moment. And her slice and her dice and just the way that she could make you feel so uncomfortable on the court took over, and she was just inspired.
And it was just one of the most extraordinary, biggest upsets, I would say, of my entire broadcasting career.
To beat Serena Williams that year was a near impossible feat, and she pulled it off.
There will not be a calendar Grand Slam at this U.S. Open.